Welcome once again to the Home Services Home Show, where you'll learn everything you need to know.
And a little bit you don't.
A lot you don't.
A lot you don't. A little bit this time. This time will be better.
We got some good stuff.
Yeah.
We got a real, like our second or third question.
But he's loyal.
Something we need to mention too is that we love doing this podcast. It's been a lot of fun. We're getting a lot of good feedback, but we want questions from people that are watching this, people that are listening to it. Make us do our homework.
Yeah. It'd be weird for you to work a day.
I'm not good at homework, but I'll do it.
You got through college.
Not quite.
Ish.
Not quite. But yeah, we want questions from people. So, if we need to get some other experts on the show from different industries, whatever it may be.
All questions are good questions.
All questions are good questions. So,
Sage or Chase will get you the right answers you need.
Sage, Chase, Shane, what?
It's a mess. I had dogs. Okay. I had 2 dogs back in the day when we worked at Lindis. I had 2 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I had a short hair named Sage and a white hair named Chase. And now we have 2 awesome employees, Chase and Shane, but I get them all mixed up. Sometimes I call them Sage and Chase, and it's jacked up.
I was talking to Chase this morning, and I called him Shane a couple times.
That's right. They're both pretty good.
Sorry, guys.
Director Chase, producer Shane.
Yeah.
So anyway, but questions are all good. Let's have some fun things to talk about that are maybe not different than we're thinking about, and we'll have some fun with it.
Anything
home improvement related.
Yeah. Home improvement, like politics. Probably not going to get into it. We could.
That's a bad idea.
And that would be a whole nother podcast. I don't know if people really care what we think, though.
No one cares.
Yeah, nobody cares. But yeah, anything home improvement related, construction industry, trades.
Anything from building a house to remodeling to just updating.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a deck question, if it's a painting question, siding question.
Landscaping.
Just ask.
You name it. If we don't know it, we'll find somebody who does.
I was going to say bullshit, but no, you're right. We'll find someone that does. So it's all good.
You going to bleep that one out?
Yeah, I got to look for that one.
Yes, we will not BS our way through it. We will figure it out.
Get you the right answer.
So, little recap.
Yeah.
We took a nice little trip.
Yeah, it was kind of
over the pond.
It was a post-COVID anniversary trip kind of for Amy and I, and you and Andrew came along. We were supposed to have our 20th anniversary in 2020. Well, COVID put a crimp into that.
No, it still happened.
It still happened just 2 years later.
Yeah.
It's okay. It was fun. London was beautiful.
Yeah, we went to London.
Clean.
It's a beautiful city.
Yeah, I'm not a big city guy, but that was, for a big city, it was fun.
What we learned very quickly, do not take a cab and do not take an Uber.
Oh, yeah. Or there's no need to have a car.
Don't have a car there.
No reason.
Pointless.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 100 times too many cars for the roads that they have.
Right. The roads are as big as our studio here, and you're supposed to fit 2 cars down it.
The one night we went out to that dinner,
Mm-hmm.
celebrate anniversary.
Yep.
And I looked it up. It was like, it's 2.3 miles. Well, we'll take an Uber.
Right. We were dressed up all fancy.
45 minutes it took us to go 2.3 miles.
Right. That's a problem. You can see where you want to go.
That's a problem. You could literally see it the whole way.
Couldn't get there.
Just nothing moves.
Right. Underground they do. The tube is cool.
The subway.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I was all nervous about that. I was scared about that whole, I think of New York City and the subway and all the crime and the dirty and nasty. And so I was kind of nervous about the tube.
Different.
But the tube was cool. Like, we met random people, just asked them questions like, hey, how do we get here? And they're like, nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of weird. It was like Wisconsin, but with 8 million people.
Yeah. Bigger. Actually, 9 million people. London is bigger than New York City. It was huge.
Yeah. But they're nice.
It was awesome. And then the one day I said, gosh, let's just get out of the city. And what a lot of people don't understand here, we don't have it, but they're train systems.
Right.
You could literally, the train station we left from, we could have literally bought a ticket and been in Paris in 3 hours.
Right. Under the ocean.
And if you look, they're not connected. The UK is an island.
Mm-mm.
It goes under the ocean. 3 hours, we're in Paris.
That's
Think about
wild.
that.
Right.
I mean,
you can go anywhere in Europe.
Anywhere.
From a train in London.
From a train. For cheap.
Right. So we're sitting in the train. We're going to this small city of Rye.
Called Rye.
right?
R-Y-E.
Like the whiskey, but rye, right?
Mhm.
So we're going on this train. I'm like, man, it seems like we're going really fast. Like the sheep are going by like super fast. I'm like, I wonder how fast.
Lots of sheep.
Lots
It
of
is
sheep.
not just a made up thing.
No, there's
We
lots
have
of sheep.
like we have cows.
Yep, everywhere's got sheep. So we're going. I'm like, man, we're seem to be going really fast. So I pulled up an app, 140 miles an hour on a train.
Yep. And that wasn't one of the fast ones.
No, that was just like a cruising speed, like
Yeah, the one that goes to Paris, that's like a
super high speed
yeah,
international.
300 miles an hour
So fast,
under the ocean.
gone.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And then
But
Rye.
the kids. How crazy with the kids in England, right? So we think about, we got to make sure we try to protect our kids. We got to, can't have too much culture. There was kids that were 3rd grade, 4th grade, riding the train coming home from school.
Yep.
It was crazy.
Go
Like
to the train station, pick up the train.
you're worried about your
The
kid.
school must have been in Rye.
Yeah.
And they came in from all the little towns.
Yeah.
And they just hopped on the train.
We're worried about our kids making it to the end of the driveway.
And we're about our kids walking to the bus stop.
Yeah.
I think is overkill, by the way.
And these kids are riding trains that
Just riding the trains,
just chilling out, doing their thing.
doing their thing. But if you like old stuff,
That was cool.
like we don't have anything old.
No. Well, we were established in 1800s, right?
Right.
1848.
So the only thing we have that's that old is like, American Indian civilizations, which are really cool.
Right.
But
They didn't build really cool stuff.
well, they were mobile.
Right.
They moved around.
Right.
They followed the food. There, we had lunch at a building that had been continuously operating bar and grill or bar and restaurant since 1507.
Yep.
And then we went into the one to let's go have a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a point. Rebuilt in 1420.
The gate to the city, 1300s.
1327.
That's crazy.
And I have photos. We'll put photos up. Okay. You hear that? Okay. Photos.
Sage. Now I can no longer get in trouble for calling one of our fellow employees my dog's name.
Yeah. But super old. I mean, when you hear about cobblestone roads.
Yeah. Like, imagine the roads. We walked on these roads and think how many people have touched those roads.
Yeah. They didn't have potholes.
It's really weird.
They were literally built, some of them close to 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. But people ask about the climate. A lot of people ask me, what was the weather like? It was very
perfect.
very similar to Wisconsin in the fact that it's fall, but they're surrounded by the ocean, so they don't get the extreme craziness, right? So it was 60s for the high and low 40s for the low. It was beautiful. We walked a lot.
We walked a lot of miles.
7 to 10 miles a day we usually probably put on.
Oh, yeah. And then the Packers. Yeah, we went there.
We showed up. They didn't.
But what was really cool was the tour guide.
Yes.
So we were with a group. So real quick backstory. A guy that's been our friend of ours for a long time, Dave Sinekin, or the Head Cheese, as some know him as.
He has a Packer show on the Vikings flagship station in
fan.
St. Paul, Minneapolis.
Has for 20 years. Yeah. So
he's the number one hated cheesehead in Minnesota.
And he loves it.
Loves it.
So they had a tour group, and it was
we joined them.
Go with the Head Cheese, and so what our trip to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium was where the game was played. I think that was 6 miles, and I think that took about a little over an hour.
Yep.
But we had a tour guide, and we're walking to the game. It was like, what are you going to do during the game? Oh, I'm going to go to the pub. I don't have a ticket. Go to the pub.
To get a pint.
To get a pint. Okay. Well, we actually happened to have an extra ticket because where we wanted to sit, they would only sell 5. So I said, whatever.
There's only 4 of us.
There's only 4 of us. So we brought him to the game. Literally said it was, besides having children, one of the best experiences of his life. He wants to come to Wisconsin. He wants to go to a Packer game.
At Lambeau.
Packer fan for life.
Yep. We're converting fans all over the world.
He's trying to understand it. He's a big soccer fan. Don't say soccer around them.
No.
Doesn't make any sense to them. Why do you call it soccer? You call your football, but you don't use your feet.
You use your hands.
You have a point.
Yeah.
They have a really
We're kind of backwards.
We're Americans. Let's call football soccer, and let's have a different way of measuring things than everywhere else in the entire world.
It was crazy.
Is what it is.
Right.
So
he loved it though.
He had a blast.
Yes.
He had a blast.
We got some good pictures with him and
didn't make him pay for it, so he went and got us our pints.
we did by the first quarter, the stadium was out of ice and out of vodka.
Yes. They do not put ice in their cocktails.
Which is really weird.
And gross.
Well, and then by the time we got to the third quarter, they were kind of out of the beer at our station that we were sitting by. So Larson gets this grand idea. Let's have a gin and tonic, which, okay, no ice.
Yeah, they drink gin there. They don't drink vodka.
Not much.
It is.
We drank them out of vodka in the first quarter. The stadium was
The
drinking
stadium was out of vodka.
vodka in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So you had
And they were out of ice.
Out of ice, gin and tonic. Terrible idea.
Warm.
Not good.
But they actually drink their beer. They drink a lot of their beer at room
Warm,
temp too.
Yeah. They don't know what
It's not a good idea.
They don't know what ice cold Busch Light is like.
They do not know. They don't know what the latte is all about.
When you know, you know.
When you know, you know. So that was the trip to London. It was a really, really good time.
Good time. We saw some castles.
We saw some
Crown
castles.
Jewels. All that. Oh, did all the tours.
Crown Jewels.
Pretty amazing. 500 and some carats
580
Something.
carat
on
cut
one
stone.
diamond.
Priceless. Although Google told me it was worth between 5 and 7 billion, they said it's priceless
Because you can't make another one.
because you can't make another one. So
No cameras in there. It was kind of weird, kind of cool. Like the only way you can see is with your eyes.
literally in a vault with a conveyor belt, like in an airport. So you don't like stand there too long. You just keep on moving.
And it's cool to use it. Like the new king. This was kind of weird. Like the queen died. They don't really know how to handle this whole thing yet. It's kind of weird, right? She's been there 70 years. Now the king's coming in. And
70 years has been long live the queen.
yeah, so now it's the king and their national anthem's weird. And like everything's kind of weird, right? They don't know how to handle it. But the crown jewels they're going to use at his coronation. Like, how cool is that? Like, that's going to be neat.
It's real.
So it was cool. Good trip. I suggest if anybody gets a
Highly
chance,
recommend it.
go to London, spend some time outside of London would be cool too
I would have probably spent more time outside of London.
than in London.
Yeah.
And the shopping's fun, the food's fun, the pubs are fun, the people are fun.
Well, what's one of our new favorite sports?
Darts.
Darts.
Amazing. The pub was going crazy.
Live action high speed darts.
Like
I mean,
metal tips like you and I.
We were watching it on TV. It's
it was intense.
It's huge.
It was more intense than the Packer game was.
And it was actually really exciting.
Yeah, like they were cheering and
I'm surprised that one of those guys doesn't get a dart in the back of their head because the guy that goes is literally throwing before he pulls them out of the
he's like walking through it, grabbing his darts out, and it's like thunk, thunk, thunk.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
It was awesome.
Huge crowd in the
Crowds
stadium.
cheering. They had fans with signs and yeah. But
it's a different deal.
Yeah. We had a lot of Packer fans in London. I was surprised in that. Very well.
So many Packer fans.
Very well
Probably
represented.
double.
Yeah. 2-1.
Everything else.
So it's cool.
Well,
they're not soccer fans. Like we were coming back from the Packer game and the Arsenal one, which is their soccer team, and like that's like a cult. Like I don't understand the whole thing, but they have chants and songs and the soccer people. They're legit. I thought Packer fans are crazy. No, they're way crazier.
Yeah, they fight.
Yeah, like we should go to a soccer game in London one day because it'd be fun.
Yep.
I don't know anything about it. I don't know how the rules work.
Just kick it in the goal.
It's just like hockey.
Yeah, it happens like once a game.
But you can't hit anybody.
No.
Well, they figured it out.
All right. All right. Well, let's get to our question.
Right. So we had a viewer that's watched us several times, he said, and he actually sent us in a question. And his question was, how does Gutter Shutter compare to LeafGuard? Now, this is kind of a weird topic for us because...
Yeah, I mean, let's just address the elephant in the room.
Hit it.
We obviously we built our companies on LeafGuard. And thousands and thousands of happy customers. Through really no control of our own.
Probably 15,000 between the two offices, between Madison and Green Bay.
15,000 customers, LeafGuard customers. It had to come to an end. Not necessarily by choice, but it is what it is. Yep. And I like to say, honestly, it was a blessing in disguise.
For sure.
Not that we didn't do an absolutely amazing job for the customers that we had, but it allowed us to really branch out and look what else is out there. Okay,
what's better for our customers?
We can't use this product anymore.
Right.
So what can we find? And that's when we stumbled upon Gutter Shutter.
Yes. Well, stumbled was kind of a weird adjective to describe it, but Larry Janeski, Contractor Nation.
We were already part of Contractor
Nation. They're Dr. Energy Saver. That's part of Contractor Nation. And Larry's a very forward thinker. Mm-hmm. And he saw a product after talking with us and saying, hey, this would be really good for our companies to be able to offer people. Mm-hmm. And so Larry set up Gutter Shutter and acquired that for Contractor Nation. It was a perfect fit for us.
Yeah, it was absolutely perfect fit for us. And when you look at the features and the benefits of the two products, one just literally outweighs the
other. And we took LeafGuard and you and I and the Linda's family and Joe Smith out in Iowa and Jeff in Cincinnati, we took the LeafGuard product and we made it amazing, right? Because the product itself was great, but we made the experience awesome. The customer experience was awesome. The customer service was amazing. And remember, I told you the recipe. The last one is service to a fault. We did that, and people loved it. But see, those weren't really product associated. That was us, right? When they buy Larson, they buy Keeney. That's different. So we took LeafGuard and made it great. Englert has a different business model. I mean, they're obviously been successful in doing what they do, but it's different than we are. Their names aren't.
Englert's the parent company.
Englert is the corporate entity that has LeafGuard. Englert's not like, it's not Larson, it's not Keeney. It's different, and that's okay. That's their own model. They have LeafGuard back, and we have Gutter Shutter now, and it's been amazing. We took Gutter Shutter. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. We'll show that in a second. But we're doing the amazing things we do with LeafGuard with Gutter Shutter, and our people love it. Our customers love it. Our employees love it.
Looks beautiful.
And it makes it a super easy conversation. And when you put it in people's hands, and we'll show you in a second, they're like, well, that's a no-brainer. So it's been fun. So just show them. So I'll let you just grab that one first.
So this is what we used for many, many years. All one piece, all seamless. But again, great product. But what really made it fantastic was us.
How we installed
our company, our people, the way we installed it, the way we serviced it, the experience that we gave people from start to finish, the communication, the cleanup. And look, we guarantee that we don't guarantee that no maintenance is ever required, but what we guarantee is if there is maintenance required, we're doing
call us.
You're staying off a ladder forever.
Correct.
Now we got Gutter Shutter. And we give the same great experience with this as we did with this.
And the same peace of mind.
Same exact peace of mind. Stay off a ladder forever. I mean, kind of see features and benefits.
Right.
This is much larger. And one thing that, I don't know you guys up there, but one issue, or not issue, but the amount of water carrying capacity got to be an issue.
Sure.
With some of the large
Well, the rains have been changing, right? Over the last couple of years, maybe the last 10 years, we've seen it.
I'd say the last 10 years.
If you look when you were a kid, did you ever see those gully washers where everything just gets washed out and it's crazy rain? No, you had a lot of rain, but never was those heavy rains. Something, it's different. Right now we get these big heavy rains, couple inches in an hour or a couple inches over a couple hours, and it stresses out a gutter system that's not big. And that's some of the things you're talking to about with we had LeafGuard, is the carrying capacity was a little bit smaller.
Yeah. Full 6-inch. This is a full 6-inch gutter. This is more like a
4-inch,
4.5 maybe gutter. Now, it can work great if it's sloped properly, has the correct amount of downspouts. This one here, one of the first jobs we did on my own house. And I think we did like a 56-foot run with one downspout. We would have never attempted this to do this with the other gutter system. We would have never attempted to do it. It would have overflowed. It wouldn't have worked.
Right.
We did it with this one. In fact, we didn't even get the 3x4-inch downspout on because I'm lazy.
LAZY. Not relax, lazy. But it's great.
No. This is lazy.
Fun.
We drilled the hole.
We did.
It's got an 1.5-inch flutter bit hole in the end of it. It has never overflowed. It's always worked great. It's never plugged. This stuff can handle a lot of water. It's also strong with this bracket. This bracket in here is crazy strong.
Yeah. So when you look at LeafGuard, LeafGuard also has a bracket. So if I show a camera, LeafGuard also has a bracket, right? But with no end cap on, it's kind of a little bit flimsy. Okay. Shutter, no end bracket, no bracket on. But the way it's designed, the way it's a structural bracket, an engineered bracket, it's super solid. So if you go and pull on that thing, you can see that
you can't pull it apart.
You can't pull it apart. Right.
In fact, and then each bracket getting 2 screws makes it that much stronger.
Correct.
In fact, I can hang from it, do pull-ups.
We had a training at our shop.
Yeah. Shane's got video he will be putting on. Correct, Shane? Yep. I got the thumbs up.
So we actually put 3 of our installers in, we did training. And again, it goes back to how you train. But we had 3 installers with their tool bags on. And what 600 some pounds?
Yeah.
A little over 600 pounds?
Like 610 pounds hanging from it.
From a 4-foot section.
Yeah.
5-foot section.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
So bottom line is bigger, stronger. It's going to handle more water.
Awesome service on the Gutter Shutter.
That's us.
You get us.
That's the main difference. Again, LeafGuard, great product, but it comes down to the company.
Yep.
It comes down to the company that's backing it.
So it goes back to the age-old conversation.
Put them away.
Put them away. It goes back to the age-old conversation of That didn't go so good. Goes back to age-old conversation of what's the experience like, right? And you hear this a lot when
That's what it is.
people are doing like if they're building a house or if they're like, they got a big project going on, like they want to enjoy the experience. And at the end of the result, a gutter's a gutter, a roof's a roof. We'll talk about that again in a future segment, but the experience which should be fun. And we do gutter shut for somebody. It is fun. Like that's the one thing that people time and time again at the end of it say, you know what? It was worth every penny. It works great, looks good, but it was fun.
Hey, I actually got a good picture, Shane, that you can put on here. We're talking about the experience. We were doing a home over in Monona, and the guys were. People are amazed all the time at how hardworking our guys are. Like they don't take breaks. They're just efficient.
They're always moving.
They just keep going.
They're frenetic.
Yes. My dad has a picture. He went.
You like that word?
I don't even know what it means.
Constant motion.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Hockey thing. We teach it in hockey.
Hockey.
Yeah.
Okay. The neighbors actually came over, and my dad went to do the inspection, and he got a photo. The neighbors came over while they were installing, brought lawn chairs and drinks, and sat and watched our guys install on their neighbor's house.
That's amazing.
They loved it. It was a great experience. They had fun with the guys. The guys were wonderful. At the end of the day, what I say to you earlier, there's lots of companies that could put a roof on, right?
A lot of gutter guys.
Is there anything proprietary about the products that we use on our roof?
No.
You can buy them.
ABC, Menards, Home Depot.
Not Menards. You can buy them at Home Depot. They have some different brands. But Home Depot, ABC, you can get the materials. But no other roofers do use them.
Correct.
So you can get those materials. They can put a roof on, but what was the experience like?
Right.
And you can put the best roof on the world, and if someone goes around and finds a bunch of junk in their yard, they're going to say, oh, yeah, they did a great roof, but man, they left a mess.
Right.
We try to avoid the buts.
Correct.
No buts.
No buts about it.
They did a beautiful roof,
and it was fun.
And it was fun.
Right.
And I would recommend them. And that's our goal.
Yeah.
Everything we do, have somebody recommend another person. When it's gutter shutter, we get a lot of people recommending.
Yep.
Get an estimate.
Yeah, so we actually had a new sales guy starting up in Hunter, up in Neenah, my office. And I happened to walk in, Rich was training them, and they're talking about our reference list, and what our references say about us when people call them. So I just grabbed the list on a whim and picked my phone and called them like I was a customer. And the guy's like, you won't believe it. I had water in my basement. We tried putting some screens on, it didn't work, and then we hired Keeney, and it was expensive. It was more expensive than most other bids. But I couldn't believe it. He goes, they showed up on time. They actually called us. They communicated. Everything said they were going to do, they did. And it was fun. It was a great experience. And I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Yeah, it was more expensive than most other people, but now I see why. Mm-hmm. Right? And he's just going on and on talking about how awesome his experience was and how much he loved what we did for him. And Hunter's looking at me, goes, after he hung up, and I thanked him for his time, and Hunter looks at me and goes, was that set up? Every year, he goes, every year we do thousands of jobs here between my office and your office. We do 1,000+ jobs each office, 1,200, 1,300, whatever it is. But they're all like that. Mm-hmm. Like every once in a while you get crazy and crazy happens, right? Like that is what it is. But
our goal is to have every job go perfect.
Right.
Things happen.
Correct. But that's what people say. And they say it all the time. And everybody you talk to, that's our culture, right? The culture saying, hey, they're gonna love the product at the end, and they'll always have that house. They're gonna have it for 10, 5, 10, 20, 30 years, whatever it is. But they're not gonna remember the product. They're gonna remember the experience, right? And how they felt throughout the process. Did they feel like they were communicated with? Did they feel like they're important? When the guys got to do the installs that day, how respectful were they? We just heard from another customer that they loved how the crew kept them up to date the whole way through. Like they knew there was some challenges, and the crew kept the customer up to date, and they're like, we didn't expect that. So that's us, right? That's Larson, that's Keeney. That's what we do different than most of the contractors. And it's not hard. You just got to do it, right? It's my line for customer service was, customer service isn't hard. You just got to do it. And that's the key.
Yeah. So if you want to talk about the biggest difference between
Gutter Shutter and LeafGuard,
it comes down to the company and the experience that you're working with.
100%.
Yeah. And they're both good products. We make them amazing. We make one amazing.
We make one amazing.
One thing that I do want to talk about when it comes to
LeafGuard,
Gutter Shutter is, there is a distinct difference in the experience you're going to get when dealing with a local family-run company,
correct,
and in a big corporate company like our friends up at Linda's Construction, where we came from,
Yep.
where we learned literally
Everything we know.
They still have LeafGuard.
They do an amazing job.
And they do
100,000 customers they have.
100,000 customers, and they still do it because it was right for them. And to be honest, would just be hard for corporate LeafGuard to take over because they have so many
Happy customers.
super, super happy customers. I mean, we both sold LeafGuard up there.
Right.
I mean, I started in like 2001 or 2002 or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
A long time ago. But
Yeah, they do it right. Joe Smith down in Iowa does it still right. Again, small family is different than big corporate. It's just different. Perspective, views, experience is different. So, yeah, that I mean, in the LeafGuard conversation, Gutter Shutter, both good products, but it comes down to who's doing it for you, what's the experience like.
more so, it comes down to who's doing it.
Who's doing it for you is a big thing.
Who's doing it, and they do. Well, they taught us almost everything we know.
Not much we know that they didn't teach us.
Right. They also asked about price. What's the difference between Gutter Shutter, LeafGuard, and price? And it's kind of an awkward thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right. They hit it what it is, right?
It's kind of awkward.
So as with the experience of the at the install, the same thing happens with experience with the sales process, right? We're going to come out there, we're going to look at your house, and we're going to give you an honest price. Like, okay, here's what the price is to do this job the right way, get that awesome experience. Here's what our discount is. Here's what your price is. Like that is how it goes. Like, here's your retail price. Here's what the discounted month is. Here's your price. Period. End of sentence. Kind of like buying cars nowadays. You don't haggle for cars anymore. Like, you can't. It just is what it is.
Go on
right?
the internet. You
Right.
Everybody knows what the car should cost. I mean, and honestly, you go and you look up a car. It's like within $1,000.
Yeah. But my only suggestion is
One to one.
get a price from LeafGuard, get a price from us, and you'll see the difference. Be very obvious.
Yep.
So, hope that answers the question.
Yeah. Keep them coming. More questions. So
Jack, thanks for that question. That was a good one. That took us on kind of a tangent, but
that's
it was okay.
it. We talked about London.
Mm-hmm.
We talked gutters. We talked
Shane and Chase.
Chase.
Sage and Chase. Yeah. Hey, sorry, guys. I'll mess it up for years to come. Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's it for the show today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And
we'll catch you next time.